takes more than just confidence. The truest of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable to share hers. Damn, Monica, just putting everybody on the spot. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Shit got real awkward because Monica keeps putting people on the spot. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. And then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us get a little bit more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Caleb? Don't look at me. But I mean, if you keep smiling at me, I guess I agree. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back on the original topic of me joining the club, I've bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lost my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. Look how sad they are. Look how sad they are. Because I'm a dick. But I'm sorry, I thought, Caleb, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. Nailed it. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. And that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. My intentions are the least pure thing. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Caleb, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue the chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Caleb, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! See, look how happy you make her, me, when you're not a dick to her, me. With that, the two of us depart from the classroom and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me.
That's what we call foreshadowing. If you couldn't tell, it was laid on really fucking thick.
And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Alright. So, obviously... Oh, Monica's not down there. Do I not get to... See, this is what I'm talking about. I played this game a couple of years ago, so I don't remember exactly. So let's focus Yuri, because I do like Yuri. So variance, okay, all right. What else? A death? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why do you say I already like death?
That's what we call foreshadowing.
Unstable. Ambient. Okay, alright. We're 3 for 4. Horror. Yeah. Aura. Yeah, see. Climax. Embrace. Oh, nope, that was Sayori. Alright, well, I'm hopping between the two. Nothing against Natsuki, I like Yuri more. And Sayori. Natsuki is my least favorite, but I like all of them. Meager. Yeah, so nailed it. Misfortune. Oh, jeez. Anxiety. Desire. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Sarah, you got some weird interests. So do you, Yuri. Unrestrained. Oh, nope. Unrequited was her. Definitely thought that was going to go Yuri. Melancholy. Yeah, nailed it. Vivid. Hey, look at that. I'm afraid he's going to get... Okay, it was Yuri. Alright. Yeah. Hi again, Caleb. I'm glad to see you didn't run away on us. How could I? When I'm greeted with that face, Monica. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature. Ah, shit. Here we go again. I was last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Caleb. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. That's such like a backhanded thing. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Thank you, Natsuki. I absolutely don't. Sari told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. What do those two things have anything to do with each other? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her sleep. Don't worry, guys. Caleb always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? Look at that. How can you be mad at that face? Oh, you burned down my house, but aw. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Easy, Yuri. She means nothing to me. How come? You and Caleb can become good friends too. Sayori? What? As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? Huh? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Nice save, me. Self 5. Excellent. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Ah, shit. Damn. A book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. I can read big books if I wanted to. I've got lots of big books. I just choose not to. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. About that. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everybody's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I'd feel bad for distracting her from her reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of a book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. That only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing that I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have been noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Ah, well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. Oh, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
I think she likes me.
There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. Well, if it's fairly obvious, then why are we letting it go? I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyways? Well, I think that we should stop this time. We'll have to find out next time what the mysterious Yuri book is about. Like I said, I will upload the next video in a few days, and we'll continue on the story, as it goes on. But thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, leave a comment, whatever you want to do to interact with the video. Do it. Share it with your friends, anything. If you think that they would enjoy this particular visual novel, show it to them. Like I said, it's free on Steam. I'm not sponsored or anything. I think this game deserves a little bit more of attention again now that it's getting re-released. So definitely check it out too. But also check out the rest of my playthrough. But until next time, I'll see you. Bye. Okay. Alright. Not too shabby. Start another timer. Okay. Drink and we'll start another episode. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, people of the internet, to our playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club. This is part 2, so if you missed part 1, you probably should go back and watch it, because this is going to be a whole series. You don't want to miss any of the Literature Club action. But as a reminder, last time we joined the Literature Club and wrote our first poem that we tailored to Yuri, because I couldn't make one for Monica yet. And Yuri gave us a book that she's about to tell us what it is. And that was the cliffhanger that I decided to stop the last episode on, so we gotta try to make it important. Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright? I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it is. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Aha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? No! No, I'm not! No, it's not like that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. I mean, those things can also be evil, you know. Just saying. And then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their own one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plan. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. Oh, you're fine. Besides talking about creepy stuff, it's fine. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up to against Yuri's, and I hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. I'm pretty smooth for being a dick. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. This is quickly turning into a porn. Their shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Aw. Look how cute they are. Like I said, I'm smoother. I'm pretty smooth for a douchey dick kind of guy that joins a literature club just to hang out with girls. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same thing with my arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in this corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? Yeah, I'm kind of an idiot. I don't read very much. A little slow. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you're being so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it of my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb's gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Caleb, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. I know, I probably shouldn't have mentioned it, but I'm an asshole. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't really know that you were self-conscious about those sort of things. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Ah, what are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. How dare you, Monica, interrupt my time with Yuri? Unless I can spend time with you. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Smashing my thumb into smithereens, blood everywhere, squirts all over Yuri. Yuri has a panic attack, knocks down a couple desks. The crushed Natsuki shows small. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer if I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Damn it, now I got homework? Homework from a club? I guess I had homework yesterday too with the poem of that we made. But homework? I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I never had done this before. So I picked words off of a page and watched a little chibi version of you guys jump up and down whether or not I got the right word. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly, holy crap, I'm bad, comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Oh, I don't know. Let's just show Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri's first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? None at all! 0. Nada. Don't do it. Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. I literally just picked words off a page, but okay. Really. That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Yuri stares blankly at me and then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that usually are typical of new writers. Like writing chicken scratch. Excuse me. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style that separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different writing styles and techniques that go into writing, even for a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh boy, here we go. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Okay. Alright. I'm sorry if I have such terrible handwriting. No, not at all. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read, because I couldn't tell if a comma was a comma. I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. I also like the poem. It's making me yawn and kind of creeped me out. And it was really short, but it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little bit more mild. Something easy to digest. Are you into ghost, Yuri? Hoo. The story isn't about a ghost at all, Caleb. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences into their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only symbolically being compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so nah, I really only just picked out words off of a page and watched a chibi version of you jump up and down if I got the right words, so If anything, I probably could learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Caleb. I don't want that kind of responsibility. Me too. Well, obviously next up is Monica. Hi, Caleb. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Yeah, can I get some more cupcakes, please? Is that a possibility? Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, do you want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Caleb. We're all a little bit embarrassed today, You're not acting like it. But it's sort of a barrier that we'll all need to learn to get past. That's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Caleb. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. It's not a bad way to live though. That's the truth. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism, unlike Sayori, who likes to use simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. I mean, I used to write songs and stuff, and it was always hard to show people, let alone perform them. I'd like to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that fits you. Oh my gosh. Stop yawning. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing anyone. Aha, aha. That awkward laugh towards each other. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I mean, that's fair. That's fair. If there's one thing I get, it's that. Well, let's read it then. Oh, she wrote a lot. She wrote quite a lot. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with the permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. I mean, that's creepy. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. How's that free? What? Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. That kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it, but I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. So that you can reveal your deep, dark secrets. Anyways, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. I don't know how helpful that is. We'll show it to Natsuki next. Caleb, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe if it's not very good, but yeah, I did put an effort. Yeah, who are you to say whether or not I put effort into it? How dare you? We also start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Yeah, put her on the back foot. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyways. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyways, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. People can fly. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Damn. That's oddly dark. I like it. Just be honest. I am being honest. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Yeah, it's a pretty good poem, actually. Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read but hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. I mean, fair enough, yeah. Especially at this point in my life. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I didn't learn anything, but yeah, sure. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. But we can just be a dick to Sayori whenever we want, apparently. Come on, dude. This is a good poem, Caleb. Are you sure it's your first time? Absolutely my first time. Absolutely. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? You could be. What's wrong with that? Damn. Don't know why we've gone from dick to gatekeeper, but alright. I guess you're right. That's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm just really happy you wrote one. Glad the bar is set so low. Just reminds me how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. See? I guess he didn't say that. I guess he just thought it. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Caleb. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here. Oh, really? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad problem. It came out nice. Or should I have to put it sounded like you? Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyways, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget, and I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I look forward to it. I don't think she writes the best poem ever. If I remember the next day, I don't think she wrote the best poem ever. I think it was just another poem in the same line of that. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? No, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for a suggestion, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Caleb did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Caleb liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Caleb appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? This has turned into quite the cat fight. Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ooh. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Caleb started showing up. What? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Caleb, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump out at the reader, not force them to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Caleb. Wait, there's a reason why so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings most effectively. I mean, avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Caleb? Well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, which I actually don't. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Oh, no. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. It's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand, Yuri. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. Ugh. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well. If you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fist, about to fucking kill Monica. In the end, no one has taken her side. She's trapped at this point of being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps take a walk, clear your head. Sorry, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches up her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. I feel bad now. I legitimately feel bad now. She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. Not at all, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Caleb. You're too kind. Nah, I'm really just an asshole. Just with moments of nice guy. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. On that one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone, it's about time for us to leave. How did all you feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Caleb, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends, too. So your poem will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems that everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job of impressing those who I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Caleb, ready to walk home? Sure, Sayori, let's do it. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. See, why can't we say those nice things, huh? Why can't we do that? Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? Between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're wonderful people. I mean, that wasn't in question. You don't hate them, do you? No. Why would I hate them? I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. Caleb, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. Am I just like a loner and Sayori's my only friend in this universe? That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I'm trying to get my dick wet. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I say that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, let's do this. Alright. Well, that seems like the perfect time to end the second episode of our playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club. Next time we'll pick up with making a new poem for the lovely ladies of the club and see what kind of problems our next poem causes. But if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do to interact. Please just do something, share it with a friend that likes these kind of games. I'll take any and all of it. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.